So in the last stream we started with a new map on simulation mode. Simulation mode where nothing costs anything, but you can only use the species you've already unlocked. Huh, that looks weird. Oh, okay. Game's trying to remember what biome it is. Yeah, but I have unlocked everything, so that's fine. Looks quite lovely really, doesn't it? Nice and quiet. We are getting some quite harsh autosaves, which will only get worse, I'm afraid. But we will try. We will try to make this a living landscape even further by adding animals. But last time I tried to do a whole map with covered with animals and plants, it kind of hung. But we're going to do our best. We're currently on top of a mountain. You can tell because it's snowing and cold and I just hit the mountainside. Oh look, I love hardly seeing any barren lands at all. Look at that. Some more mountains in the distance. You can actually see the ridge of the desert right at the back there. And we've got some foresty areas. The ridiculous pink area. It's got nothing to do with me. And night has fallen on our land. So let's zoom out and get a feel for our map. We just got the one big old lake. So we're trying to keep our riverbed populations and our tropical populations away from each other with this little gap. We've got the woodlands in the bottom right. I know it's a little hard to see because nighttime and all, but bottom right is woodlands. Then we've got the forest area kind of encircling the edge of the mountains in a lot of places, the higher up areas. Right at the top right, we've got some jungle. And right at the back, that kind of shadowy area is a swamp. You can't really see much of the tropical area, which is around the bulk of the lake, but it is there. And you also can't see much of this green splodge in the middle, which is actually grassland. We'll be able to see more when we zoom in. Once again, yes, I'm going to be taking pauses to drink tea, but I'm sure you understand. Sorry, I just got paranoid that there's something not working, but hey, what can we do? But continue. So we were going quite methodically around, going to the plant shop and spreads biome. I want to see if we've got anything left to do. So heading back to the grassland then, that's right in the middle. This is why we couldn't see much from, oh Jesus, it's really loud. I don't know if the music's really loud, but it shouldn't be because I've changed that. It's probably just me. Hang on. I've got some rather sensitive headphones. Sensitive, I mean kind of crap. That's a little better. I don't want to feel like I'm shouting at you. So yeah, our grassland mostly has grass in it. I know, it's quite novel, but you know, we do our best. Did we manage to put wild mint down? We did put wheat down. I can't see any wild mint. I can see some daisies. It's still a bit loud. Okay. How's that? Oh my gosh. Now I'm just going to have to put up with it. Right, what do we need for the wild mint? Stones and flowers. I believe we've placed some stones, yeah, because the wheat would need stones and daisies are flowers, so we should be able to put the wild mint around those areas. How charming. So I can see some stones over here. I'm going to just quickly wave my little tooltip around to see where the red pop-ups are. Okay. In some places there's only flowers and no stones. So I can put them there, but they will have a shorter lifespan. They won't be as healthy. I'm just going to plonk it down and see how it goes. There's a lot of plonking. See, the sun is coming up. We do struggle with the hills to get them all nice and biome-y. Oh, that's not a word. See, as I'm placing this wild mint, the green is intensifying and spreading, which is exactly what we want. That's much nicer, isn't it? Good, so we've got some wild mint. It's going to be smelling quite lovely down here in preparation. Hang on, I have to take off my bracelet because it's digging in to the table. Well, my arm, it's pushing on the table. I'm tired. I went for an hour and a half hike in the rain yesterday and I just conked out. And then I was woken up at 5 because, you know, sun comes up. Next is the forest biome. So we've definitely got rosemary down. Let's just see what we've got. Oh, we did the juniper tree last, I believe. And we were holding off on sage for reasons. Right, grasses. There's no grass right now, so the sage wouldn't be happy. So let's check out the fern. The fern, a small hardy forest plant with large leaves. It lives in forest or woodland biomes and helps to improve the quality of a forest biome. Oh, I'm stumbling already. It does spread the forest biome, so we don't want to put it in the woodland. It would confuse the biome. Below 60 metres. Apart from that, it's pretty easy. So, these kind of yellowy green areas are our forest. Zoom in, see a bit more. We've got some heather, purple heather down there. So I'm going to just start plumping up the undergrowth. I like to have a lot of undergrowth in my forest, as much as you can in the game. There is a population density mechanic that means the plants don't want to grow too close together. I'm not sure what it's for. It frustrates me because you can never get a dense forest or woodland, but I'm sure it's for some important game mechanics reason thing. I sound very certain. Okay. And over here we have some forest. Let's extend it a little bit towards the what appears to be a desert. You know how these pine forests always abut the desert. Quite a virulent shade over here. Let's be a bit more liberal. It doesn't cost anything. If it doesn't take, that's okay. Bloop, bloop, bloop. We have got some patches. We'll think about what to do with them, how we want to fill them up later on. Okay, a bit more here. This is so much more soothing than normal mode, where it does feel like there's a time constraint, but I think that might be fabricated by myself. Okay, that should be enough fern for now. Yep, lovely. The pink really throws me off every time. Oh, I've lost some capability on one of my screens, so bear with me a sec. Don't know where that's gone. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Nope, I'll have to fix that for next time, I guess. Okay, sorry, I'm getting very distracted today, aren't I? We've only just started. Next we have the riverbed. We can't place any... Oh, this could be our first non-plant life, because there are no more... there's no more spreading river biome. There could be living. See these drop down menus. You can pick spreads biome or lives in biome, but you've got to be careful with the lives in because it could spread some other biome, which could ruin how all of them live, all the plants live. Like, yeah, the grass tuft and the wheat, that spreads grassland. We don't want that. It also wouldn't do very well underwater, so we're going to select water plants from the other drop down menu, see if there's anything else we can add. No, it looks like we did that last time with the bulrush, so yeah. We're on to our first animals, and they are fish, which seems kind of nice in a sort of, evolutionary sense, all coming out of the water. I've got to be seriously rough with my screen. I'm just gonna have to suck it up, really, aren't I? Oh. So, these fish have no requirement yet. We want to make sure that they'd be happy in the riverbed biome. Uh-oh, I broke a thing. Oops. That was awkward. Let's not do that again. Okay, it lives in riverbed. Really? Clownfish can live in the riverbed? Huh. Well, blow me down and shiver my timbers. First things first, we will start with the trout. An unassuming sort of fish, but you've got to start somewhere. A small freshwater fish that lives in the rivers and lakes of Equilinox. I don't think there are any rivers. It swims around aimlessly most of the time and is often hunted by larger fish. It needs to have some water plants in its habitat in order to survive. I'm sure it isn't aimless. Just seems like that to us because we don't know fish thoughts. Sorry if you heard that click, that was my lip balm. Pomegranate if you're wondering. Whatever. Likes water plants, dislikes tropical seaweed, but we shouldn't have tropical seaweed here anyway. It gets a bit more complicated when you're playing on normal mode because there are a lot more parameters in order to unlock different species. So you can have clashing species. But here we're just going for the relaxing creation. Flees from predators. That seems like a good idea, trout. So we're going to start with 2 trout, not because we need 2 trout, but because it just seems more friendly. No, honestly, we don't. So again, there will be area of effect for animals. They will only range in a certain place. So I'm going to pick some place. I think this is the deepest area. We don't want to go too far off that way because we start getting a bit tropical. But we've got this nice ridge to make a kind of natural barrier. So it's harder to plonk fish, so I'm going to be careful. Plonk, plonk. And we have our fish buddies. For some reason the fish don't get names. They are, oh, very cryptic fish. There we go. Our first aminals. Yay! Little pink faces. Hi fish! Fish, 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 fish. Nice. I should probably take screenshots for when the inevitable hanging happens. Of the game, nothing violent. There we go. This is when we started with our animals. So, next up is the desert biome, where we've been juggling cactus, or cacti, sorry. Did we have all of them? I think there's one we haven't put down. Is it the giant cactus? Dislikes trees, that's fine. We don't have any trees in the desert yet. But likes large rocks and the small cactus, which is that chubby fellow there. So let's fly over to our little strip of desert. Oh, a bit chilly. Oh. Put my hood up or something. The tea will help, won't it? Especially if I drink it, not just look at it longingly. Okay. So, can you see any chubby cactus? Oh, my keyboard's a bit far away. I can't see any chubby cactus. Did we not place chubby cactus? Cacti? Don't worry. I don't think we did. Is it? They must have needed something else. Yeah. Okay. They wanted rocks and stones. Well, we've placed some now, so we'll do the small cactus. I know you're excited for a giant cactus, but we're going to have the chubby one. Hey, Colin. Thank you for the colourful tea. It looks delightful. A small spiky ball. We've read this out already. Sorry, I keep whacking my pop filter. Not used to it. Below 100 meters, likes rocks and stones. Let's do this. How far away from Mr. Rock can we get? Please don't personify the rocks. Pretty far. Excellent. I like it. I like it. Boop, 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 boop. You can see the desert getting even more sandy just by the very mention. Oops, I missed. I went a bit too far there. Yeah, just slightly out of range. We do want them to survive, even if they don't cost anything. Let's not be flippant with our godlike powers. Oh, there. Stretching out. Oh, there's a stone there. That's fine. Oh, no. Okay, so stones have a much smaller area of effect, which makes sense, really. Any more stones this way? No, we need to have some areas that don't have rocks and stones, because not all species like them. You know how it is. Whoop, okay, all the way up there. Fabulous. So this part of the desert seems to be meeting the grassland, which seems nice. Not so weird. Imagine a savanna, if you will. But over here it's an alpine forest, and I can see some snow a bit close. But then it can get a bit nippy down in the old desert, can't it? I have to talk some rubbish sometimes. Not that that's not true, but I do sound like a moron quite often. Oh, and one there. There we go. Blob cactus. Cacti. What's wrong with me? Jeez. Right, I am actually going to drink some tea this time. Oh, tea's too hot. No. Mistakes were made. Snow biome. I don't think we have much more going on in the snow biome. I mean, it's snowy. It's hard to grow stuff up there. So let's look into lives in the snow biome. So we've got the tulip. We don't want to place that. That spreads grassland. We have the juniper tree, which I think might spread forest. Yep, it does. So we're not going to go for that. And then the massive pine tree, which just looks glorious. And doesn't spread anything, which is just what we want right now. An extremely tall coniferous tree that lives in high altitudes. One of the tallest trees in the game, prefers living in snow or forest biomes. Has plenty of branches for birds to land on and nest. Charming. Above 50 metres. Suitable biomes, snow, forest and woodland. Yeah, this sounds good. It's not going to piss any of the trees off. Not like when we placed those rocks and the spruce just kind of gave up the ghost completely. It was quite shocking. I mean, I don't imagine this being an incredibly high mountain, which is why I'm peppering the whole thing with, I was going to say foliage, but they are trees, let's be honest. It just looks nice. Maybe it's not very realistic, but wow. That wasn't me, those trees. That was just them. That was their time. Almost certain. Okay. We can go here as well. We didn't like that altitude. I apologise, tiny tree. So yeah, so I'm plonking these down and you're seeing no effect on how much snow there is because they don't spread snow. That's fine. We're trying not to... I need to calm down with this. It's not a forest. Maybe try and avoid the tops. Some sense of realism, but I'm like, it doesn't cost anything. Throw them all down. Okay, see, I'm edging. Lovely. Oh, I am pleased. Still got some patches, but we're working on it. Okay, we zoom in. Yep, they seem to be growing. Look, they're almost as tall as the bluebells. Okay, next is the jungle biome. Looks like we're on to the ficus tree, which likes large rocks. It's fortunate so many of them like large rocks because we have large rocks. Really awkward. This is looking nice. A nice spread of vine trees here. And I can hear the sounds of the jungle. So the ficus tree, a small, thin, viney tree that grows in the jungle. This leafy green tree is covered in vines and can grow in any jungle biome. Interesting phrasing. Below 70 metres, likes large rocks. Have we placed any large rocks? I feel like we have because I think there are specifically jungle rocks. They've got moss on them, you know. So if I just... yeah, I can just about see them. How far away can we get? We don't have to be too particular, like I said. If it doesn't work out, they'll just die off, and the ones in their happy place will not. Try and fill out the areas that don't have viney trees in. Yeah, getting some red flashes every now and again where I'm obviously not close enough to a rock. If we find we have too many of these spaces, then maybe we need to place some more rocks to help the expansion. But just for now, not so much. Yeah, loads up here. Whee! It's a high altitude one. I like it. See, it doesn't like... Ooh, yeah, there's not enough rocks there. Alright, there we go then. Some ficus. Lots of noise, but you can't see anything moving around. That feels quite realistic. Hang on, I'm just going to move the microphone a little bit. Play. Soothing sounds. I hope the music isn't too loud. I like to hear the ambient sounds more than the music. Oh, I have to twiddle a thing. Oh my goodness, I feel so unprepared. That's more like it. Okay. Moving on from the jungle then. Zooming over to the swamp. We struggle a bit with the swamp. We've just given it a little niche over here, the poor thing. Yeah, I can only just see the miasma. For some reason I really struggle keeping a strong swamp biome. But we should be on the swamp flower now. Okay, which means we have to pick some mushrooms because swamp flower does not like them, but it does like the large rocks. So what I'm going to do now, you can see we've got quite a spread of red mushrooms. I feel like a sneeze is coming on. I think it's trying to creep up on me. I'll try not to sneeze at you. Oh, thanks, Callan. And you're welcome. Oh, we're auto-saving. Everybody take a break. Sorry about the flickering, I keep checking something on another screen. Okay, so how we do this. The willow tree, as you can see on the information tab. Oh, I'll just shut up. There's some tree that does like mushrooms, surely. Is it just all about the rocks? Am I making stuff up? Why is there a cactus there? I guess I'm talking rubbish. I must be thinking of it, some other plant. I thought there was another one that wanted there to be mushrooms. It was just a dream. Just a dream. So where should we take away our mushrooms? Trying to think ahead. So the peculiar thing with the swamp flower. Well, let's read about it. An ugly, mouldy flower. That makes no sense. This disgusting rare plant. I don't think he likes half of these species. It's quite negative about several of them. Why is my voice so loud and squeaky? This disgusting rare plant grows in the swamp biome. It dislikes the presence of mushrooms, so try to plant it in a fungi-free zone. Yep. I'm confusing it with another plant. I'm very confused today, aren't I? Oh. I wasn't so well in the week, so I'm a bit behind myself, if you know what I mean. So where should we put them? It feels like I should think ahead, but I don't really know what I'm supposed to be thinking about. I guess I could change it. I don't like being too blasé about destroying the plants and things now though. Let's check the dead tree. Yeah, there it is. Dead tree likes mushrooms, so wherever we want to put the dead tree, we want to keep mushrooms. I feel like we've got a good copse of willow trees that we don't need to add much dead tree to. But I also feel like you don't want to have loads of dead trees because it doesn't make any sense. Ooh, it's tricky. Well, it is for me, who apparently can't make decisions. No, aesthetically, I think the dead tree looks better with the willow trees. So I'm going to get rid of the mushrooms over here. And how I'm going to do that in a quicker way than clicking on them one by one, I'm going to go to the Actions tab and remove many. This should only remove mushrooms, if I recall correctly. There we go. Remember, they will spread out as well from where they are. So I may have to come back and do this a bit more. We'll go with that for now. Oh, I don't look. Either sneeze or don't sneeze. Stop doing this weird tickly thing. Now I can't speak properly. I had already made the decision apparently, and I'm glad I agree with myself, because this is where the large rocks are, and that's what they need. How far out can we go here then? I don't want to go too far. The more expensive the species, the more strongly it'll spread the biome as well. Get a bit closer. Plonk, 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 plonk nearby, because I know that's fine. Ooh, yeah, we've already got some encroaching mushrooms, so let's do another sweep. Can't bloody see them now. I know they won't survive up there, but I swear something's happening. It's just gone dark. Here, see, here's a plant. There, flower. It's fine. Nighttime in the swamp. Kind of looks like the stars are falling down up there because they're the same colour. Quite charming. Now we're going to move on to the lush biome, or the pink biome as I often call it. Although we had to plonk red trees in there, which was pretty painful because they just clash abominably. See? Terrific. I'm going to go around and try to mutate them all. Hopefully I can. But they do have a nice effect of, you can see they have falling leaves. All a bit Ghosts of Tsushima. Next on the list is bamboo. Who require to be below 20 meters and be around some large rocks. Have we already placed large rocks in this biome? I don't think so. We didn't have any pink ones. Nope, we've got no rocks just yet. Let's make sure. I mean, I'm pretty sure nobody else cares about rocks. No, okay. Pink tree, what's your feelings? You're easygoing. Whoops. Clickety click. Likes rocks and stones. Likes rocks. Okay, we shouldn't have too much trouble, so let's grab some rocks. I think kind of dove grey goes well with a pastel pink, if you like that sort of thing. So I'm going to put some rocks. I usually put them down in the dips. I just imagine that's where rocks would end up, you know. Not like they migrate or anything, just roll downhill. I know what I mean. Alright, so now we've got some rocks. So we can place some bamboo. Which, I think it looks the most different of all the plants. I don't think there's anything similar. So for that, I like it extra much. Tall, nutritious green stalks. These bamboo shoots are enjoyed by pandas, or at least will be once pandas have been added to Equilinox. Ah, that's a shame. You never got round to pandas. We'll be thinking about them forever. Grows best in the lush biome in rocky areas near to water. That just means low altitude, below 20 meters. Okay, hopefully we have some. Altitude's okay. Oh, not ideal. Alright, so These are spreaders, so we've got to keep that in mind. Altitude's not ideal there. Just go to this dip. Not ideal. Okay, that's way too high. Yeah. All right. So yeah, just in the dells. There. See? Oh my goodness. Can I change the colour? I can change the colour. Okay, let's... I mean, it's not going to work unless I change the bulk of them because the mutation doesn't always take. But I could change a few, just so it blends in a bit more. Autosave, it's time for tea. We could just go make them pink and go all out pink. Or we could, you know, branch out a little bit. There's purple, there's white, and there's light green. Maybe we can do different ones. Maybe this one down here is more of a purple sort of tree. And over here, this little guy, we should have picked a smaller one. I forgot about that. Longer time to take. This little guy we're going to go with light green. And then up here, is there a younger one? Not really. Oh, quite old. This one's fairly young. I'm going to make these ones try to mutate white for their offspring. Let's get some more colour into it. It's all a bit drowning in pastels. Okay. Woodland is next. I'm pretty sure we did oregano. I just said that very strangely. Oregano. Yep, there it is. We've got elm tree. I think sycamore was the last thing we did. Does look rather lovely, doesn't it? I'm a big fan of the old woodland. Next on the list is the poppy. I always imagine poppies to be in grasslands, but I'm not in charge. Tea. A single red flower which grows in fertile soil. This expensive plant, we don't worry about that, has a pacifying effect on any animals that eat it and any insects that feed from it. That's kind of creepy. Oh, right, because it's a poppy. A bit slow. Below 50 meters, likes stones. Do we have any stones prepared? I think placing stones is the most boring thing to do in this game. No, we don't have any stones ready. Alright, alright. Was it just stones or was it rocks and stones? I know I just read it, but what can I say? It's just stones. So, poppy areas then. Here's a nice dip. Could use some freshening up of the biome. And over here as well. Make a fairy ring. Just spreading them out a little bit and along here. Down there. Couple on the edge. Oh, one there, just because. And now let's grab our poppies. Yeah, it only allows them to be red, which is interesting because you can have a bunch of different colours of poppy, can't you? Guess we're going a bit classic. Improving the biome for itself as well as everybody else around it. Made a nice little circle of poppies there. How far out can we go? Quite far, considering last time we couldn't go that far. So maybe it isn't the stones themselves, it's how the plants feel about it. Oh, here's some stones. There'll always be an edge of kind of barren lands. That's just how the game is. Around the edge of the map, that is to say. Just make some red amongst the blue and the yellow. I do think the woodland ends up being the most lively biome. Going crazy with poppies. Is that a poppy already? Have I done it? No, that's a tulip, silly. Tulip, hang on. Well, shit. Why is there a tulip here? Have I confused my biomes? There shouldn't be any tulips here because they spread, as you can see, spread grassland. Alright, time to hoover up some tulips. How very strange. I don't know if there are any more, but I'm just going to use the erasing circle. I don't want any of that messing things up. I don't remember. Oh, I know what that was. Sometimes I'd be waiting for the autosave and I'd be holding the plant and accidentally click on somewhere like off in the distance. That must be what it is. Alright, that should help the biome a little bit. Let's get back to our poppy farming or seeding. No farming here. That's more like it. Have I missed any stones? Is that a stone? Oh, yeah, there's a couple up here. Right. We are poppied up. Sorry about my steering skills. Just gonna finish my tea. Okay. Now more. It's a very fierce bird song, considering there's no birds in the in our map yet. So, if we were to mosey over to the tropical area, we would probably want to place some bromeliads, which don't like large rocks, just to mix things up a little bit. This beautiful leafy plant with a flower grows in most tropical regions as long as the area isn't too rocky. It's a great way to finish off any tropical area and helps to improve the quality of the biome. Makes it sound like we're finishing off our edging in the garden. Now we have stones around here, but not rocks. Yeah, it's okay with stones. Okay. Excellent. Let's just lob some bromeliads at the ground. Difficult near the edge. Can't go right up to it. I know some of them are going to be patchy and some of them... Patchy isn't a nice way to put it. Some of them I treat like undergrowth and some of them I will place a bit more carefully. Although we don't often see that. Because I just like everything to be so flowery and colourful. So I end up, yeah, doing this. Our leafy plant situation isn't great. Oh, autosave. No, I have to declare it every single time. The first few times it happened to me when I first had the game, I didn't realise what was going on. I was very nervous that I'd broken something. It's just an autosave. Yeah, we've got some leafy plants up here, but they don't seem to be taking. There's just like 3 there. Maybe it was the last thing we put down for the tropical area. Hard to say. Now it's night time, day 3, year 2. We've done all this work. Just 2 years. Well, actually more like 1 and a bit. And we've come full circle. We are back to the grassland, of which we have Yep, we've used all of the plants that spreads grassland, so now we'll go to lives in the biome. Trying to remember. Oh, the little button mushroom. I don't think that spreads anything. A small brown mushroom that prefers to live in fertile areas. This fast-growing fungi can serve as a food source for small animals. Preferred altitude below 60 meters, likes trees. Let's grab ourselves a mushroom and head over to the grassland. She's in this little dip here. Yep, looking delightfully grassy. What did it say it like? Trees. What? Well, that's just frustrating. It's a grassland. It wants to live by trees. We've got some trees on the edges though, so we'll just kind of hover around here. I don't want loads. I think button mushrooms are quite cute, but I'm also a bit grossed out by them. So let's not overdo it. There's a cactus in the grassland. That's probably fine. Well, that wasn't very dramatic. It's just a few mushrooms there. Forest, we've still got a few plants to put down. The next being the cedar tree. A delightful forest tree. This tree can live in either forest, woodland or grassland biomes and enjoys the presence of flowers. Prefers to grow in low altitudes, not too far from water. It spreads the forest biomes, that's the only place it's going to live. Below 20 meters, likes flowers. You have to double check because sometimes the bio isn't as accurate as one might like. So we're going to reverse, and I guess the cedar will be amongst the heather because the heather also likes low altitudes. How high up can we go? We can't go. Ooh, about here is fine. Right. Try and make our forest look a bit more foresty. How high up on this ridge can we go? Really not high at all. Okay. This is going to be too high. Yep. Looks like cedar trees are going to be quite rare on our map. Oh, we have a nice little area here. A bit more of a dip. From about here. Ooh, ooh. I think that might be it. Yeah. Just on a natural sense, I made the forest quite high. High up, that is to say. Trees! Yay! We're banging right through these. Riverbed! Oh, back to the riverbed. That means more fish. That place is going to be stuffed because it's quite a small area for all the fish that can be in the riverbed. Sorry, guys. Hope you're feeling sociable. Wow, look how many more trout we have now. You enjoying yourself, lads? Hello. Fish. Alright, who is next? Oh, that means we can put down some water lily, actually. I got excited there would be more animals, but no. Plant. This water-based plant grows well in rivers and ponds. It grows best in swamp and river biomes and is a great addition to the habitat of many water animals. Spreads riverbed, so it's not going near the swamp. I could maybe have a swamp on the edge here because, I mean, the riverbed isn't going to extend out that way. And the swamp we have is quite small. So we'll think about it. Alright, so the water lily is just going to go over where the trout are. Going to get a bit of a top-down view. I'm not going to put down loads and loads. Again, I don't think... I mean, obviously they're on the water, so they can't be undergrowth. But I just don't think there's going to be so many of them. So we're going to leave it at that. We zoom in, we can just see them floating on the top of the water there. Give the trout some shade. I do like this view. I keep taking pictures of it. I don't know what, I find myself doing that. I take a screenshot, I'm like, oh, that thing in the game looks lovely. Take a screenshot, but then you never do anything with the screenshot. It's an odd thing to do, really. Right, now we might be able to get our giant cactus on the go. Yeah, it just was waiting for the small cactus to grow. Bye, trout. We have to go. Zoom. Where am I going? Right, the desert. I remember. Yeah. Fat cactus, I'll go. Cacti. Seriously, what's up with me? So, the giant cactus. A huge, spiky cactus that grows in the desert. This magnificent plant prefers to live rocky desert environments. Sorry, I'm missing a word there. Away from the shade of trees. I have overly placed plants in my desert. It doesn't look very desert-y. But let's imagine it's like near an oasis or something. I went a bit crazy. Habitat, desert, like species, small cactus and large rocks. Dislikes trees. What a weirdo. I'm not going to put many of the giant cactus down. It doesn't feel like that's appropriate. So they're going to be a bit rare in the area. Oops, somebody really didn't like that. Rude. Just going to have, yeah, I'm going to see what that does. Just those two. Maybe one more. Yeah, I'm just going to put 3 down and see what happens. No sounds for the desert. Nope, no special sounds for the desert. I don't know why my nose feels all stuffy. What do you use your game screenshots for, Cowlin? Do you print them out and like paper your workshop? I imagine you the workshop. I don't know. I mean, a lot of them are so nice. It would be nice to have in your, a theme in your room or in one of the rooms or something. I don't know. Maybe just screensavers or backgrounds. I've used some of them in my scenes, but that's not quite the same. Oh, it's raining. I mean, properly. So I get distracted by rain quite easily. Snow. Right, we've done all the spreads for snow. We have to write this down. Keep going backwards. Oh, we have done all plants for the snow biome. You know what that means. Desktop backgrounds. And, yeah, and the slide. That makes sense, yeah. That's a good idea. For some reason I don't really have a screensaver on my computer. I should have it because it likes to turn on a lot. Yeah, I should look into that. Share with friends. Nah, you've lost me now. Anyway, that means we can go to the snow biome and place our first non-fishy animal. So, wow! Look at the pine trees. It looks glorious up here and a little bit unrealistic. Oh dear. So, no fish. We're not going to have floating fish. That's not what we're about. Lives in biomes, snow biome. We have 5 animals. We always want to leave the predators till last. We want the herbivores to have a proper foothold and there to be enough of them so they don't just get wiped out and then all the predators die, and it's very sad. Seems to be I catch you on workout time, huh? Well, yeah, thanks for coming by, all the same. I feel so wrong to say enjoy your workout, but I know you probably will. You're one of those people. I'll just stop talking. I'm going to have some water. Don't forget your water. I'm not going to place the sheep. I know it feels like maybe I will. There's not a lot of animals up here, but I'm not going to start with the sheep because the sheep can live in many different places, and that's not what a mountain sheep looks like in my mind, or again in reality. So we will start with goat. The goat species enjoys living in high altitudes and has a diet of small plants and fruit. Although scared of predators, the goat will fight back when attacked. It also sometimes rams into nearby fruit trees, knocking all of the fruit off the tree. For fun, I guess. Preferred altitude above 25 metres. No animals will spread biomes, so we're safe here. Likes trees and large rocks. Eats fallen fruit, fruit bushes and small plants. Abilities. Sleeps at night. Yes, that is an ability. Charges at nearby fruit trees to knock fruit onto the ground. Flees from predators. Will fight back when attacked. Right, so let's find some... We have laid our holly bushes. The holly bushes are what the goats will eat up here. So we will only start with one. We don't want to swamp the place. So there we go. Our first not fish animal. Can we fit any more? We want to put a few populations up here. There's another one. And maybe I can... Oh, maybe squeeze one up here as well. The more the merrier, apart from when the game freezes. So our very first animal is not a holly bush. If I could just... I can't click on it, it's too small. Come on, there you go. Snowy the goat. Well, how apt. I'm going to change... I'm going to give it the mutation of being white, because I think that makes sense for mountainous goats. That makes it sound like they're the size of a mountain, doesn't it? That's not right. I know I placed some others, but I think they're hiding. There's one. I will change this one. Well, give it the mutation of... I just want it to be a bit paler, so I'm just going to go with beige. Sorry, you're going to be beige. How mean of me. And I'll do another white one here. It just makes sense. Okay. And they just kind of collapse to one side to go to sleep. It's pretty adorable. Okay. So, now our map has fish and goats. What more do we want? It's trying to lining up another picture. I can't help it. I'm going to start doing separate saves, I think, so we know when it loses the ability to save properly. Is it going to allow me to do it, or is it just one? I think it might just be the one save. I have clicked the button, I swear. Come on. There it is. Yeah, I don't get optional saves, so I won't be able to go back to a previous save if it dies, which is a shame, but I'll just keep taking pictures. Right, next we have the jungle. We've completed all of the spreading jungle plants, so we'll go to lives in. Are we going to put button mushrooms in the jungle? No. Maybe? I'm not sure if that's really their habitat. It says they're okay with it. Just seems a bit... Button mushrooms seem so... temperate. I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's instead just go for the jungle mushroom. This charming fellow with 3 gnome hats of blue. Some blue mushrooms that grow well in the jungle biome. Prefers to grow in slightly higher altitudes. Above 15 meters. That is slightly higher. Another blue lot though. We have quite a few blue with the flowers. Maybe we'll change it. Oof, we don't have very high altitudes. Oh. So just kind of a line of them on this ridge. Not ideal. Just giving some more colour really. They're probably not exactly the same kind of blue. Maybe we'll have a blue biome. We've got a pink one after all. Back to the swamp for the dead tree. I don't think it is actually dead. That doesn't make any sense, of course. But it's more of a look. It was dubbed the dead tree. How is it growing? No one knows. But what we do know is that this slimy tree grows in the swamp biome. This is one of the slowest growing trees in the game, but it has a lot of branches for birds to perch on. Suitable biomes: swamp-like species, large mushrooms, dislike species, large rocks. So I'm not going to put many of them, it doesn't seem right. I'll put one all the way out here. And one up here. And one there. Doesn't look that dead. Big load of whinging, really. These willow trees look far too healthy for the swamp. I'm going to tweak some of that, give them some mutations. Grey. Yeah. Grey. And this little guy, maybe... That purple seems too bright though, so I'm just gonna... I'll maybe do some more grey here. We can have a mixture of grey and green. Alright, that was quite quick. We didn't place too many of those trees, which means we head back to the lush biome and one of my favourite trees in the game, the cherry tree. A beautiful large tree with pink leaves that drop from the tree like snow. This mighty tree grows in the lush biome, and is one of the most expensive trees in the game. Preferred altitude between 25 and 75, quite specific. Likes rocks, stones and mushrooms. I don't think we've placed any mushrooms in the lush biome. Or did I place some button mushrooms? I don't think we did. Do you see any mushrooms? No. Looks like flowers and trees and bamboo and grass. Alright, so we need to place some mushrooms first. Got overexcited there. Lives in biome, lush. This one, the tall mushroom. It's vaguely pink. A tall pink mushroom which looks a little bit like a wizard's hat. Oh, I went with gnome, but fair enough. Maybe it's a wizard gnome. This mushroom predominantly likes to live in the lush biome. Thank you. But is also able to survive in other fertile areas. It is fast growing and enjoys the presence of stones in its habitat. Okay. Stones it is. Did we place stones or just rocks? Oh man, I think we just did rocks. How tedious. Stones then. We don't want to stray the stones too far from the rocks, because there are quite a few plants that will dislike stones and rocks, not just rocks, so time to be careful. Okay, that'll do. Lives in my lush. And we grab ourselves tall mushrooms. How far out can they go? Oh, not that far. They are not spreading, so no need to worry. We're putting the mushrooms down predominantly to get the lovely cherry tree nice and happy. Oh, we've got some, there's our first white red tree. Just to be confusing. It's called a red tree, I don't know what to tell you. But I made it white, so it would look better. Oh, they hate mushrooms. I've just realised what's happening. Bollocks. I've just been slowly killing them off, not really thinking about it. Sorry. Well, done is done. So the red tree will be quite rare. I think I left a little gap up here. Sorry. Oh, it's not very happy. I'm really sorry. I didn't... Alright, we'll wipe out a few. Awkward. Maybe up here as well. Yeah, I was a bit too carefree. sulk. Alright, maybe the white population will stay. Oh, we've got a green one as well right on the edge there. I'd like a green one in the middle too, if possible, but it's not going to be very happy, so yeah, don't worry about it. Over here, I think we made a nice area. We'll do green here as well. That was awkward. I was like, hang on. Why are those trees? Oh, no. Sorry. Managed to still forget to click something. That doesn't make sense. Moving on. I know. I said I was going to do the cherry tree, but we did mushrooms instead. They look quite jolly. Oh. Tick, 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 tick. It's the autosave. I do have to point out each time because it's hard to really do anything otherwise. Done? Done. And we are moving on to the woodland. Yay! It's looking pretty divine. I've never used that word in that context before. Ah, the things you end up saying. Snapdragon. Oh, I love snapdragons. They're very beautiful. They smell quite lovely too. They're ranging from a hot pink to a deep purple. That's my kind of flower. A pretty flower with pacifying properties. What's all these pacifying plants at the moment? This plant has a pacifying effect on aggressive animals when eaten, requires a very fertile soil to survive, and prefers woodland areas of below 30 metres, otherwise not picky. Okay, so not on the hills. Ooh, just not on the top of the hills. That's fine. Flowers are great. Yeah, just not on the top of the hills. If only gardening was this easy. That would be awesome. I'm terrible with plants. Alright. Couldn't really see a lot of what I was doing there. But I'm sure it'll work out. You want to have a bit of chaos about it. It is supposed to be natural after all. If we zoom in a bit, can we see any of them? Oh, there's one. Right in front of my face. Got some poppies. See some oregano and tulips. Oh, I don't like this. Another bloody tulip! Oh, you've got to be really careful. I accidentally planted one and I can't get rid of the buggers. It's like it's like they're bulbs under the ground. Go away! Because they'll spread the old grassland, you see. Right. I think the buttercups look a bit... maybe because it's the sun going down. Doesn't look so strong a yellow. Blue. Right, snapdragons are done. Oh, we finished the spreading plants in the tropical zone. That leaves us with... what can we do? Tropical mushroom. It seems to be a mushroom time. On we go. I think this is the way. I think this is the way. Over this mountain. Whew, I was right. We are going to have to do something about that. This barren area. Doesn't make any sense. So, tropical mushroom is a tall, fast-growing mushroom that lives in either tropical or jungle biomes. Doesn't spread anything, so have at it. Likes rocks and stones, so we're going to go on a rock stone hunt. How am I peckish already? Here's some. Yeah, being a bit more careful. Throwing them down willy-nilly. What? God, the colours really change. It's 1:45 in the morning. It looks like more like a sandy area. But it's not. When the sun comes up, well, when it's actual full daytime, it's a yellowy green. Okay. Them some mushrooms. I might just race over and plonk some in the jungle as well, seeing as they don't spread anyway. Not loads. Not loads. It's so dark, I'm peering. Where's my torch? I'm the god of this realm. I can't bloody see where I'm going. Alright, that'll do. And we're back to the beginning again. Living in... Oh no, someone's starving already. Right. The goat was starving because it was asleep. This can happen, that they get a little hysterical, or they'll forget to eat until the last minute, and I'll get that pop up and freak out. And oof. Baby goat just there, just popped up. Jamie the goat. Not all the names are going to work out, like Snowy. I wonder, I might put a rock down. Oh no, that looks silly. Sometimes it's the way of nature to balance itself out. If there isn't enough food source, the population should come down. Tough but true. Living in the grassland then. Quite a lot to choose from. Shall we put some more mushrooms down there, or do they like trees? Yeah, they like trees, so never mind. Rosemary spreads the forest biome. What about pansies? Pansies could be in the grassland. Yep, they actually really like grass. God, my voice is going all wobbly already. Oh, and now I'm yawning. Wow, it's all falling apart. Oh. Well, grass it is. I won't put as many down as I would in the biome it really likes to be in. I'm double checking it doesn't spread. No, we're okay, we're okay. Just be a little bit more discerning. Not that I think any of the plants or animals hate flowers. That would be ludicrous. There. But just, you know, don't want to be too intense. These daisies don't have many colours. Let's bring some colour into the daisy. These ones can be light blue. If we go up here, this daisy can have the mutation of... I'm not going to go yellow, but I could go yellow. Buttercup's off in the forest or the woodland or something. Yellow daisy. And then we'll go over here. And what should we pick? Here's a daisy that will be lilac. Can they even be lilac? I see white ones with like pink edging on. And this guy, a reddish sort of colour. Alright, enough fiddling. Did we just place something or not? We did, we were carefully placing pansies. Oh, what did I save? What should be next then? No, go away. Forest. Potato plant. A leafy plant with lots of starchy potatoes underneath. Most animals will just eat the leaves of this plant, but some have the ability to dig up the entire potato plant to uncover all the starchy goodness that lies below. Like saying starchy, huh? Grassland, forest, woodland, spreads forest. Right. Yes, indeed. Gotta be careful. Easy going spuds. Spud. Spud. I like saying spud. Spud. Ooh, that was a weird flicker then. I think it was one of their popcorn clouds. I should put a lot more because they are a food source. But I've grown cautious over this time. Still talking rubbish, aren't I? And I think there's a bit more over here. I'm going to do clumps of potatoes randomly there. There, bit starchy area, in fact. Excellent. Back to the riverbed and fish times. How are we doing? How are my trout? They are still alive. That is a win. They are going to be joined by the redfish. The redfish resides in the rivers and lakes of Equilinox. This fish likes to live in areas where kelp is growing. It is able to grow in some tropical areas, although it dislikes the presence of shells in its habitat. Liked species kelp, dislikes shell. Yep, you're absolutely right. So kelp it is. Now kelp is the wibbly looking ones. Now this is where the trout are hanging out. So I'm going to put the redfish population probably here. Okay, plonk. There we go. Our first redfish. Just going to go over and see the trout. You're alright. Are you a shallower fish? I didn't really think this through. Well, good luck to you. We are heading back to the desert. We've completed all the spreading desert plants, so living desert plants. We have a tree, as if our desert wasn't fertile enough. We now have the Joshua tree. Wow! Look at the giant cactus, they're pretty large. I kind of like it. It's quite incongruous. A leafy tree that is able to grow in the desert, albeit in low altitude areas that are reasonably close to water. This is one of only a few trees in Equilinox that can survive the heat of the desert. Below 25 meters. Do we have that? We're quite high up on our little strip here. Ooh, looks like we might be able to put one there. Again, we want even fewer trees than giant cacti. So I'm just going to put 2. See how that goes. Okay. Right, back to the snow biome then. Where we were in animal mode. See how our goats are doing. Got a little white goat population up here, just 2, oh maybe 3, there's 4, oh goodness me. Pinto, Olive, Rex and Moose. Oh, Moose would have been cool, wouldn't it? Some regular coloured ones and some other white topped ones. Do we not have any? No, this is a spruce area back there, so okay. Who's next then? Lives in snow biome. I don't think I want to put the fox up here unless we can change it to a white fox. And we can't place the eagle because I don't think it doesn't eat goats basically. Yeah, it eats small herbivores, and I think the goats are medium herbivores. So it would actually only be the wolf, but I don't know that we're ready. We've got to be really careful about keeping the populations going. It takes a few tries for me anyway. Should we risk it? I mean, there's quite a few. I might put some sheep somewhere just to bolster the prey population. Likes trees. We'll have something to eat up here though. Just to, again, all it can have is the holly bushes, which aren't being very fruitful, if you'll excuse the unintended pun. I mean, I could put down more, but they get this population density issue, which I don't think is really that dense, but well, I can't change it. It's the way the game runs. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna leave it to the next round. I'm quite nervous of just wiping out all of the goats and then all of the wolves dying off, because they can get a bit. It's not. I find it difficult to balance. There'll suddenly be like 5 wolves and then there'll be no goats, and it's quite harrowing. But we could take a picture again. I think I'm taking it from the same angles each time. It's a bit silly. Alright then, if we're not going to do anything up in the snow area, what have we got for the jungle? We just placed the jungle mushroom. There's a pagoda tree. Right, what I say? Oh, stretch. Oh, very important to stretch. Should do it more often, to be honest. It says it's a grassland tree. I mean, it doesn't spread anything, but it says it's a grassland tree. But do we want to be held back by such things? I don't think so. It says it likes jungle-like conditions. This sounds, yeah. An elegant grassland tree which thrives in damper areas. It can also survive in marshy and jungle-like conditions and prefers a stony area. A slow-growing tree, but it looks fantastic. Oh, so it likes one of the trees at least. That's the pagoda tree. Classed as a grassland tree, but we can place it just wherever we want almost. Well, grassland, jungle or swamp. Near stones. And we do like more trees in the jungle, more undergrowth. Just want to make it really thick. It's looking pretty good comparatively. I'll pepper some in. Everything wants to be near the stones. I've got the best stones around. Make a nice little copse here. That makes sense. Ooh. Overshot that a little bit. It's not spreading anything, so we've got to be careful not to put it on the barren land. Alright. We can't really see what we did there, but we did it. Where were we with the swamp? Okay, with the swamp we've completed all of the spreading plants. I think we can place some button mushrooms because it seems like a mushroomy area, but not where the swamp flowers are. They hate mushrooms. No, I'm not going to look at whoever's starving. You're just going to have to fend for yourselves. We should make them look a bit more swampy though, shouldn't we? Otherwise they just look like little blobs of white. But that could be a bit gross in itself, if you think about it. We'll make this one a kind of muddy brown. It's one of its natural colours anyway. And did I plonk one down here? This one is brown, so that was just a waste of time. Thank goodness it didn't cost anything. There's a small one here. What other colours could we do? Yellow green, do you think that would go? Let's give it a shot. Might look a bit weird, but we'll see. We've got our first greenish sort of willow trees. I would like the mud green, but it doesn't seem to... Yeah, it doesn't have it. Must be just an animal trait. Our dead trees are here, looking like Ents frozen in motion. Lush. Oh right, now we can place the cherry tree. Now we've got a good amount of the mushrooms, I'd imagine. Tall mushrooms, I believe they're called. I completely annihilated the red tree population. Sorry. Still a white one hanging on and a green one. Maybe I'm going to spread that green a little bit more. Oh, it's not feeling very happy. Too many mushrooms. Too many mushrooms. Mushroom. I think I cleared this area of mushrooms, so I'm going to put some more red tree down and then give them a mutation of white, because that's the area I've chosen here. White. And I don't want this one to stay being red either. I'll go with purple. It's a bit ridiculous in the lush biome, so. Cherry tree then, finally. Likes rocks, stones and mushrooms. This is what we... Oh, altitude is bad. It wants to be really quite high up. So these seem to be quite dramatic trees, so we're not going to put many of them down. Not ideal. Ooh, no liked species. What about over here? Yep, that's fine. Ooh. I know I'm putting quite a few down in the end, but what are you going to do? Not ideal. Alright, we'll leave it at that for now. Okay. Springing along with haste. We've got some marigolds to plant in the woodland. Whoop. Some brightly coloured orange and yellow flowers. This plant is useful for spreading the woodland biome in higher altitude areas. Prefers a stone-free environment. Okay, we tried to keep them in certain areas, so should be fine. Hang on, I'm just going to reposition myself in my chair. Don't know why I have to make sound effects. Just so you know, I'm still here. I'm wandered off. I've broken my blanket. It's not understanding what it does as a blanket. Oh no! I'm also slightly spinning away in my chair. I was being dramatic. I'm here. It's fine. That was my chair. That was my microphone. So what are we looking for again? No stones and above 30 meters. Okay. Oof. We're quite low down, so it might be a bit tricky. There's quite a lot of stones around as well. I may have to clear some out. Oh, there. Found a place. Yeah, we'll put a bunch down, seeing as they don't enjoy much of the area. Which is a bit gutting, but that's okay. Some of them should be rare. Lovely. Tropical. Oh, tropical was no, it was still plants. Overly excited. There's nothing wrong with plants. The palm tree. Palm tree in the palm tree in the tropics. It sounded weird for a second. This leafy tropical tree likes to live near water in tropical biomes. The palm tree produces coconuts which fall off the tree from time to time, and these can be eaten by various animals. I'm not reading. It keeps calling some of the trees basic, and I just think that's shockingly insulting. Below 20 meters, likes large rocks. This obsession with large rocks, I'm just not feeling it. Now we might be able to get some trees down into the tropical area so it feels less like the tropical beach, which is how it appears right now. Sore throat. Oh. I was a little too eager with the water there. I'm fine, I didn't spill anything. I didn't even... That was spooky. My hand wasn't even on the mouse. Was that a delayed reaction? So, feels like it. They grow in like groups, don't they? Palm trees, or possibly large pots. What was it they liked again? Large rocks, wasn't it? Everything does. Oh, there's a large rock there, but it's too far away. Did we not place large rocks out of the water? Oh, I'm so sick of placing rocks. I want to have a pre-generated map that already has rocks on it. Fine, I'll place some rocks. They just look silly. It's just two types and then 2 toppings. It's okay, I'll just put them where the stones are. It makes more sense. Right. Back to my palm tree. Let's get some coconuts on the go. I do like coconut, I have to say. There we go. Nice area of palm trees. Why I'm doing 3 each time I don't know, but now I've done it I can't seem to stop. Up here, oh, altitude not ideal, altitude poor. And that one's too far away. Okay. Okay. Nice. Bear with me a sec. Okay. Where are we next? Back to the beginning, where it all started. The grassland. Where do we get with the grassland? Birch tree. Birch tree is a grassland tree, and it doesn't spread. I'd rather avoid putting trees in the grassland if possible. But it can only grow in the grassland, so we're going to have to do our best. A tall tree, which can grow in almost any grassy area. So, okay. A lovely addition to any grassland biome. It just throws me, you know. It's a grassland, here's a tree. No. Trees aren't grass. I'm almost certain of it. Where did it go? I lost it. There it is. I've got it. Don't panic. It's not going to spread, so I've got to be careful there. I'm just going to put it near where there's already trees. Biome isn't very great there. And I'm not going to put many of them down. It doesn't really like it there, but I'm going to give it a shot. Maybe we can have a bunch up here. This is where we'll put our grassland trees. Yeah. Might remove the one down here. I've decided it is too... It's going to be too dry this close to the desert, so I'm going to take that one away. Alright. That's making sense. Wow! Look at a curiously rectangular miasma by the swamp. Oh, it's fading. Oh, I saw it there. I saw it. It was there. Back to forest. And our last spreader for the forest is the Acer tree. This stunningly colourful tree stands out beautifully in the fields. Fields? A nice addition to any area. Prefers not to live near the tall tal tree. I don't want to say tall tree, I'm going to say tal tree. I don't actually know if that's how you pronounce it. Below 65 metres, not near the tall tree. I might have to remove some tal trees. 65 was that? I'm sorry, I've got no memory at all. So let's get out our old biome guy. This area is fine, but it's full of tall trees. I might actually remove them just from these 2 areas. make it a bit acery. Sorry, Tal. It's gonna make the forest fade for a bit, but we will replace it. Sorry. And quickly replace. Barely noticed anything happened. Are these... Oh no, these are just... Oh, there's no tall trees here anyway. Lovely job. Nice and autumnal looking, isn't it? Alright, what about over here? Tal for days. It's quite low down. So I'm kind of... But these are more of a cedar place. Oh dear, the goats aren't doing so well. Sorry guys. Do what you can. I will remove some of them. Like just in a line. Because that's nice and realistic, isn't it? And then just put a couple and see how it goes. The tall tree doesn't have a problem with the acer tree, so that won't stop them growing. Up here I'm going to leave a tall area. There's no towel up here, so maybe I meant to put some acer around here. How close can it go? Okay, pretty close. There we go. And here doesn't have any towel either. Excellent. Shouldn't have taken away those other ones. Clearly I've already made space. That was foolish of me. Oh well, done is done. But over here... Yeah, I clearly have. I feel silly. Oh well, maybe we'll replant some towel later on. That's going to bring some more colour to the forest. Why I keep going to the plants when it's the riverbed? We've done plants. How's the redfish colony? Oh, they keep quite close together. Nice. Now, liking plants doesn't mean that's what they eat. I was confused before. But yeah, they just like seeing them. They eat them too, but it doesn't mean they only eat kelp. Or indeed reeds. Come on, autosave. You can do it. So, lives in riverbeds. Duck. We have a duck. But the duck isn't going to live in the water, so we'll have to make a little habitat for it. The duck is a bird that likes to live near water. It enjoys swimming and can dive down under the water to eat seaweed, or reeds, or whatever. Being a bird, the duck also lays eggs. Favourite biome is the riverbed. Can live in a bunch of others. Likes water plants and trees. We don't have any trees around here. Doesn't like herbivores. Alright, so a solitary animal. Eats honey and water plants. Right, let's make a little area for it then. We were talking about having another swamp just here on the left. But we'll see. We'll see if it feels right. So there's some trees here. It would make a natural extension, wouldn't it? Not so much for the old tropical area though. What I'm going to do... I'm going to find some trees that don't spread. So, trees. Generic tree. Lives in biome, lives in biome. It doesn't really matter as long as they don't spread anything. But they might not be able to live on the barren land, so it's a bit of a juggling act. Do any of them... If there's no trees that spread the riverbed, because, well, why would it? I do? Because once I put a biome on the edge of the land, it's going to encroach in the riverbed, and that will make it harder for the water plants to survive, which will make it harder for the ducks to get there. So maybe I could just... What does the biome tester say about here? Yeah, it's kind of 21% riverbed, 15% forest, but maybe that's close enough for the duck. Likes trees. I usually put it near the wobbly tree, but that's in normal mode when it's a kind of natural progression to put it there. Let's see how it feels. Liked species, 1 out of 2. It's too far away. Oh, I can put it a bit further back. Further back it is, the longer it takes them to waddle over and get something to eat though. Suitable biome is a bit shit, so that would make it unhealthy. Yeah, it's difficult. What shall I do? What shall I do? Let's try to intensify the riverbed biome on this edge, if possible. We can add some more. I was going to try and add some lily pads over there, but they have to be like right on top of the fish, it looks like. Okay, what about kelp? Rocks and stones. There's some stone there. How far out can I put the kelp? Oh, not very far at all. The reeds. Barren land and riverbed. But they do need to be underwater. Yeah, see? Needs more water. Yeah. This is going to be tricky. I just want a happy duck. Or several. Well, let's see how it goes. I want to put it as close to the water. Shit! I dropped an egg. Well, that's where the duck's going to live. Sorry, duck. What's your name? Sweet Pea. Aw, Sweet Pea the duck. That's kind of cute. Right, well, let's cross fingers, I guess. I'm going to try and put some more trees closer. It's not going to change the biome, but... Like, what about this oak tree? The oak tree is the most basic tree in Equilinox and has no problem growing in most areas. Many animals enjoy having this tree in their habitat. It takes much longer to grow than small plants, but also has a longer life length. It doesn't spread anything. Below 40 metres. Grows in grassland, forest and woodland, so it's not going to like the riverbed, but it would still kind of grow. Just this solitary oak. Oh, I don't like putting even numbers of things down, they say. There's another one. Okay. Hopefully, does that make you happier? You're not. It's 50% with the biome. Oh, it's so tricky. Maybe I will have to spread the forest biome a little bit more. I don't want to. Having a whinge. Which one should I pick? There's no flowers here, so not the cedar tree. I think... Are there tal? Yeah, there's some tal tree. Juniper or tal. Higher altitudes for the tal, so probably... Oh! It hatched! Yay! Hello! Hello! Look. I think the duck is one of the few whose young looks different, not just like miniature versions of the adult model. Hello! Our first bird. Adorable. Don't forget to get some food. Sometimes they forget to eat. It's pretty terrifying. They're waddling around. Adorable. Anyway. Distracted. We're back to the desert. It's not about the trees. It's about living in the desert and being a plant. Possibly. Umbrella tree. I don't usually have many of these. It doesn't look as familiar to me. A very large, tall tree with brown leaves. One of the only trees that can grow in the desert biome. Preferred altitude 20 to 50 meters. Likes rocks and stones. God, there's just gonna be clumps of life. Alright, then. Good luck, Sweet Pea. Don't forget to eat. I'm going to swing by the goats, see how they're doing. So we've got about 3 over here in this colony. 5 here. 2, 3. 3 there. And 4 down there. I'm not ready. Wow, look how many trees there are. That's not what I intended. I'm going to do even more trees. This is a very fruitful desert. Rocks and stones, rocks and stones. Not ideal. Okay, right, quite low down then. I've just put 2. And I'm going to put 1 over here. And that should do it for the desert right now. Snow, we're back to snow. Are we ready for wolves? It feels a bit weird. I think I'm going to wait. Like, I know I said I'd do it in the next round, but some areas don't have any animals at all. So I'm going to allow the goats to have a peaceful life for a little longer. Once the autosave's done. I know, Riverbed has 3. I'm not being very fair at all. The riverbed seems so cozy though. Back to the jungle. The canopy tree looks like it's next. Pagoda trees fitting right in. Canopy tree, a very large jungle tree. Lots of branches on this tree for jungle-dwelling birds such as the toucan to land on. This is one of the tallest trees in Equilinox, and it exclusively grows in higher altitude jungle areas. Oh, not again. Above 20 meters, likes mushrooms. Right, got me a tree. Tried to spot some mushrooms. Oh, there's mushrooms everywhere, really. Not ideal. Okay, taller area. How about here? Yep. Biome isn't very good up here for some reason. Don't like it. Not ideal, not ideal. Good. Alright. We'll be able to see them more clearly once they've grown. How are we doing for time? We've got about 10 minutes to go, okay. Swamping it up again. Turnip looks like it's the way to go. Yoink. Oh no, we've got a gap. I've got 2 distinct... I mean, I don't mind having zones, but I don't want a gap. Stupid gap. Turnip, a small plant with a plant with a very delicious purple root, if you say so. Some apples. Yep, this is why it's not much longer to go. Completely losing the ability to speak. Some animals have the ability to dig up this plant and eat the turnip, whereas other animals will simply eat the leaves. Likes flowers. Okay, we only have flowers on this end because of the swamp flower. Not liking mushrooms. So I guess we'll just lob down some turnipy goodness. Turnips are your thing. Not a fan myself. Look at the encroaching bloody mushrooms everywhere. We have to get rid of them again. Yeah, ideally you want to plan so you don't have to do this because it doesn't work so well. Now I'm going to put down another swamp flower in that area. Hopefully it'll take over. Especially when you've got one species that doesn't like a species, but the other species is okay with it. In this case, the swamp flower will not grow very well near mushrooms, but the mushroom is absolutely fine being near the swamp flower, so it will naturally win. Lush zone. Okay, we have completed all of the spreading lush. Where did I go? I got lost. Lush plants. So now we're just onto the lives in. If I can bloody fly the right way. I feel like there's something crawling on my head. Ah, that was creepy. I don't think the mint... No, the mint spreads. That's a grassland tree, but it kind of blends in. It's a bit too red for me. Can it live in the lush biome? Yes, it can. Between 35 and 65. Not near large rocks. Oh, it's one of them. You're not going to do very well around here not liking large rocks. You can see our cherry trees have really taken root. Those are the stronger pink. Okay, we might just put... Oh, not ideal. Okay, just here and alter the colour a little bit for future generations. Or not. Light green. I'm going to get nice mint coloured trees. Brilliant. I might just leave it at 1. It doesn't really like it here. And in that case, I will look for another. The bluebell spreads snow. Oh, a lily. Our first lily. A bunch of small white woodland flowers. Are they? I guess there's too many types of lilies to just say that, isn't there? These flowers are able to grow in most green biomes, not pink, and have a calming effect on bees, just randomly. It looks a little bit like maybe a white calla or maybe a peace lily. I don't know, I've never thought about where lilies would naturally grow. Somewhere warm, I always expect. Like stones. Okay. Yeah, it's absolutely fine being in the lush biome, even though it's not particularly green. So we'll just put a couple of lilies around. I know I don't usually like to put even numbers down, but you've also got to push yourself sometimes, haven't you? Lush biome seems like it would be flowery. It says lush on it. Ooh. Yeah. Oops, I didn't mean to pick up that tree. Alright, so we got some lilies on the grow. That actually works. Oh dear. Woodland, where are we? We completed marigolds. We completed the spreading with the marigolds. Can I see any? Those are buttercups, aren't they? Yep. Spot the marigold time. We didn't put loads of them down. Seriously, this tickle on my head makes me feel like... Ugh. There's one. I win. Evil advantage. Is that a... Yep, that's a mushroom not being very happy. Right, woodland biome it is. Lives in woodland biome. I suspect it'll be the oak tree, which is only right. When I think of a woodland, I think of massive oaks. And it doesn't spread, but it has to be below 40 meters. I think that's okay for most of our... Yeah, our woodland is pretty low. Nice! I'm just going to throw some trees at the area. In these gaps. I like it. Now I wonder, I haven't managed to decide whether the population density is only for its own species or for all species. I would hope the former. There we go. Yay! Oak trees. I am pleased. Not that they look hugely different from the other trees, but you know. Are we back to the beginning? No, we've still got tropical to go. And we were at, right, the palm tree last time. Now we're on flower tree. All gets a bit too technical, doesn't it? Between 16 meters and 60 meters, a large, beautiful tropical tree with bunches of yellow flowers hanging down from it. This magnificent tree grows in tropical or grassy areas and prefers to grow in slightly higher altitudes, away from water. That's not so good for our tropical area. This slow-growing tree is also a perfect place for birds to nest. We do have a bit of an incline, don't we? So once this autosave is done, we'll head on over. There it is. God, that is looking fairly virulent, isn't it? Lush area. Oh my goodness. Yeah, picture time. Okay. Oh, yeah, we've got some palm trees. That's looking a bit better, isn't it? A bit more tropical paradise. Raining down coconuts. I thought that was a fish then, but then I remembered we didn't place any fishes there. And the goats, there are at least some goats still alive. So here's the higher area. What was it again? It was 16 and 60. Yep, up here. So we'll make a nice... I mean, when I think of the tropics, I imagine quite a lot of trees, but... I get it mixed up with jungle in my head, what the tropics actually look like. I think tropical rainforest. But then, isn't a rainforest a jungle? Oh man, I feel like I sound very dumb. Anyway, lots of pretty trees. Either way. It's going to look very pretty. I have spoken. What about over here? Just a couple maybe? This is going to be too low, isn't it? Yeah. Cool. We have just finished a round. We don't want to stop in the middle, and there's only 1 minute to go, so I reckon I'm going to call it there. We'll have a last look at our animal populations. So trout and redfish, they're still alive. That's what we're hoping for. And duck, we have 3 ducks. We have Harley and Sophia, the adults, and little baby Dirty Bill. Dirty Bill the duckling. Are you happy, guys? They are 60% happy. Wow. I worked so hard. And finally, the goats. They are still bouncing around. They seem to stay at around 3 to 4 in population. That's good to remember, I guess. Don't really know. Get another shot. Sun going down. The end of day 8, year 2.